Hi guys, I am Chetna welcoming you all back to our English lessons. Today we are going to start with a new chapter and the name of our chapter is Fire, Friend and Foe. This is basically more of a scientific chapter which talks about fire, the advantages that is uses of a fire, then the way we use it as a friend, the friend and foe. Foe is the word that we use for enemy, right? So this chapter mostly talks about everything, covers every single aspect of fire, like how and when it was invented and what was the take of early men on fire, and is it really our friend, fire is really a friend or a foe. Foe is the word that we use for enemies. Okay, so we'll read this chapter and come to know what it really is. Okay, so starting with the early men, when we talk about fire and the early men, so initially the early men were actually frightened because of fire. They have seen volcanoes also, like if you see, they've watched lightning and volcanoes far long before they knew about fire, कि fire actually में होता क्या है, but वो सारा कुछ देख चुके थे, but still they were frightened because fire was powerful and dangerous. So fire also puzzled early man, but now we know that fire is the result of a chemical reaction. So what happened in the earlier time, it actually puzzled the early man, and initially वो puzzle हो जाते थे कि fire बनता कैसे है, and ये कैसे हो गया, what are the reactions. But what happened finally now at this stage, at the stage of modernization, we actually know that fire is a result of chemical reaction. What is that chemical reaction? Now the chemical reaction is, now when the oxygen combines with hydrogen in a fuel, a chemical reaction takes place. Energy in the form of heat and light is released in this process. So this energy is, this heat is what we call fire. So this is basically a chemical reaction. Fire is basically a chemical reaction. Okay, so now we'll be talking about, first of all, we are going to talk about the things that we need for making fire actually, making fire possible, right? So there are mainly three things जिनकी वजह से आप मतलब fire take place कर सकता है. There should be the presence of these three things. If there is absence of any of these three things, fire will not take place. So the three things are, first is fuel, the next one is oxygen and heat. These three things are that you need simultaneously in order to create fire. So first of all, we'll be talking about fuel. Fuel in the form of, let's say, coal, wood, or you can also say petroleum, any gas. So that is the fuel that we need. Next is the oxygen that is present in the air we need. The third thing is heat. So very important thing is this, that every fuel has a particular temperature, it's very important, at which it begins to burn. So this temperature is basically called the kindling temperature, or it's also called the flash point, कि इतने temperature पे उनको चाहिए ही चाहिए होता है in order to burn it. So these were the three things that are required to make fire actually happen. So you should learn them. Also, you can note them down and pause the video and note them down. So now we are going to compare fire as a good friend or a bad master, like good servant. Good servant, we will call fire a good servant when it is our friend, like it is helping us, but it is a bad master. So this is a very good saying, that fire is a good servant but a bad master. So whenever we use a fire as a servant, like we are getting our work done with the help of fire, it is a very good servant. हम बहुत अच्छे से यूज कर सकते हैं उसको, and in our day to day lives also. But when fire gets out of control, जब out of control हो जाता है, it turns into a bad master. So it's a good servant when it is in our own control, but when it gets out of control, it turns into a bad master and it is very bad. So what happens when the fire is in our control, like in our homes we use fire to cook food, in winters we use fire to warm our homes. That is when fire is in control and it is our friend, and it is also used to generate electricity. Okay, that's the control usage of fire. That's when fire is actually serving us. Okay, but it becomes a bad master when a lot of fire mishappenings lead to accidents, and a lot of shops and homes are burnt, people are injured. That's when mishappenings can always lead to fire as a bad master. So that was the comparison about it. I hope you've understood it. Let's move on. Now, these were the three ways we've read about how we can make fire happen, like how we can use fire, right? So now we'll be talking about three ways in which fire can be put out, like हम बुझा कैसे सकते हैं fire को. We are going to talk about that. Now it's very simple. We've discussed about three things that are useful for making fire, that is very important. So अब हमने three things कौन सी ऐसी होंगी जो हमें put out यानी कि fire को बुझाने में help करी होगी. It is as simple as removing those three things. जो three things हमें presence चाहिए होता है fire को लगाने के लिए, वही three things की absence, अगर उनमें से एक भी चीज़ की आप absence कर दोगे तो fire will not be there. It can be easily put out. We'll be reading one by one. So first thing जो हमने पढ़ा था is important for fire was fuel. So the first thing that you can do is take away the fuel. The second thing is we read that हमें oxygen बहुत ज़रूरी होता है fire के लिए. So what you can do is in order to put out fire, you can prevent oxygen from reaching. Now what happens is, if you remember in the earlier movies, we used to see कि अगर किसी को भी थोड़ा सा fire लग जाता था या वो बंदा fire से लिपट जाता था, what we used to do, we used to cover that person with a blanket या फिर एक sack के साथ उसको cover कर देते होंगे. ये हमने बहुत movies में देखा है. Now what was the reason behind it? Whenever we will cover that person with a sack or a blanket, we will be preventing oxygen. उस टाइम हम रोक रहे होंगे कि उसके फायर में और ऑक्सीजन ना जाए और वो वहीं पर फायर बुझ जाए. So that's the case. How you can put out fire was first of all remove the fuel, second oxygen को prevent करो, and the third was heat. We talk about that heat is also very necessary. So the third point you will use is remove the heat. So in order to put out the fire, you will basically remove the heat. Now we talk about the kindling temperature and the flash point. The fuel stops burning whenever the temperature is brought down below the flash point. The fuel stops burning. That is why water is used in most of the cases to lower the temperature. Now you will see that जब भी कहीं पे आग लगती है, we usually call the fire brigade, and what they do is they put water. So in most of the cases water is used. So why is water used? Because basically वो क्या करता है, वो temperature को ले आता है, like it brings the temperature down below the flash point and it stops to burn. Right? That's what we read about the flash point. So let's move on. Now we are going to talk about some fires that cannot be put out by water. Now what happens is, in our minds it is that we are all जैसे कहीं पे भी fire लग जाता है, just put water. That's in most of our minds, right? But in all the cases we cannot put water when it comes to fire. Why? We are going to discuss two major cases जहाँ पर अगर कहीं पे भी fire लग जाता है, you are not going to use water in that case. So the first one is an oil fire. Now just think about it. अब एक आग लगी है ऑयल की वजह से, अगर what you do if you put water in that fire, तो automatically क्या होगा, oil being lighter वो water के ऊपर float करेगा and water will move fastly, quickly from there, and water will carry that burning oil with it. So ऐसे क्या होगा, जितनी भी fire होगा it will keep on spreading and it will be very dangerous in that case, right? So I hope that this is very clear to you. Now let us read it once. If we use water in oil fire, oil will float to the top of the water and continue to burn. That's what we have discussed, and it can prove very dangerous because water can flow quickly carrying the burning oil and result in a spreading of the fire. That's very simple. So that is why जब भी अभी कभी भी fire हो जाए because of oil, you're never going to use water in that case. Okay, whenever fire is caused by electrical appliances, the person spraying water might receive an electric shock and can be killed also. That is why in those cases also you're never going to use water. Best way to fight an electrical fire is to use a carbon dioxide extinguisher. Again, you are extinguishing at that time and it will help to put out the fire. So these are the two cases where you cannot use water in the case of fire. I hope it's clear to you. Now let's move on. Now, what happens is, in order to use fire as a good servant, what are we doing, from so many years, and what are our precautions? We have spent millions of rupees, like in order to work on our firefighters and everything, we spend a lot of money, right? Fighting fires and spent on find new ways of preventing fire. It's very important to use fire as a good servant, because if it goes to being a bad master, then it can cause a lot of problems, and it can result into very bad mishappenings and everything, and it can result on killing of a lot of people, and they can also be injured. So it's very important to use fire as a servant, as a good servant. So that is why we are spending a lot of money on that. Now what used to happen, like long time back, what used to happen, now long ago there was no fireman. What used to happen, like in this picture also you can see a chain of people. So what happened then, when the fire broke out, everybody became a firefighter at that time. You know, at the earlier stages of our life and modernization, we did not have fire brigades at that time. So everybody became a firefighter and made human chains. Just like in this picture you can see there is a chain of people, and they are carrying these buckets and throwing it on the fire. That's how they worked. So they used to find human chains. In today's time we have laws about building construction which ensure the space is left between buildings to reduce the fire risk. So you see that these are all the these are all the works that is done by the government, and also laws are created in order to ensure that fire can be used in a good manner. Now we'll be reading about it. It is also checked that every building, public place ensures observance of fire prevention norms. Prevention norms are observed over there. We also have fire brigades to put out fire. They are highly trained and possess many skills, and they are trained in knocking down dangerous doors and walls, cut off electricity supply. Now they are not normal people, the fire brigades. They are trained and highly skilled. They have a lot of knowledge in order to how to break down the walls, the doors, in order to reach the fireplace and help that fire put down. Okay. Now they are also trained, the firefighters are also trained in first aid, so that they can help people suffering from burns. So therefore fire is indeed, in fact, a friend, but it can be dangerous enemy if it gets out of control. So from this chapter we learn that fire is a very nice friend only when we control it. It is under our control, but when it gets out of control, it can be a very dangerous enemy. So we should take all the precautions in order to make fire our friend and keep it in controlling limits. So I hope that this chapter is clear to you guys. Let us discuss the question answers of this chapter. Now the first question is, mark the correct answer in each of the following. So early man was frightened of lightning and volcanoes, the damage caused by them, or fire. So the early man was frightened by fire. This is, we have already discussed. So fire is an enemy, fire is heat and light, fire is the result of a chemical reaction. You have to choose the correct option which is about the fire, which is true. So the third one is right, that fire is the result of the chemical reaction, and this we have already discussed during the text. Right? So let's move on to the next question, which says that what do you understand by the flash point of a fuel? So flash point of a fuel is the point where it actually causes the fuel to burn. So that point is very important in order for the fuel to burn. Okay, that is also called the kindling point. Right? Moving on to the next question, what are some common uses of fire? So we've also discussed this in the chapter, that common uses of fire, right? So these are that when we use fire in our houses for cooking, right, it is also used to generate electricity. It is also used to warm our houses in winter. So these are the basic uses of fire, right? In what sense it is a bad master? Fire is a bad master when we cannot control it. It is not in our control, then it becomes a bad master. So it's in the case when a lot of mishappenings take place, and a lot of homes and shops are burnt every year. Thousands of forests are destroyed because of fire. So that's when we denote fire as a bad master. Okay, let's move on to the next question, which is, what are the three main ways in which a fire can be controlled or put out? So in order to know the three ways it could be put out, you should first know that three ways you can make the fire happen. You know, the fire can take place because of three things. So similarly, if you need to put out the fire, as we have discussed in the text also, what you need to do is you need to remove all the three the three of them from that particular situation. So the the first one would be oxygen. You could remove oxygen from that particular situation. Like for small fires, we use sack and blanket in order to remove oxygen in that case. Remove the fuel at that very moment. You can stop putting more fuel into the fire in order to put it out. And the third one is heat. We've also discussed about the kindling temperature and the flash point. What you can do is bring down that flash point. Like in the case of we blow the candles, in that case the point is brought down, and that's when the heat ends. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. Now the next question is, why does a burning candle go out when you blow on it? So that's the case, we discussed it also, that whenever you like blow the burning candle, what happens basically? You are blowing the air and the heat, the fire goes out, just because the temperature of the heat is brought down below the flash point. And when the temperature of the heat is brought down below the flash point, it will not burn, because it needs a certain temperature in order to burn, right? So let's move on to the next question. Now, spraying water is not a good way of putting out an oil fire or an electrical fire. Why not? We've discussed this question also during the test. Let me just give you a quick recap of that. Now, it is not okay, not at all. It is also very dangerous if you use water in case of oil fire. So first of all, in case of oil fire, whenever you use water, what happens is basically when you put water, oil is certainly going to float on the water, and as when the water will travel, what will happen? It will carry that burning oil along with it. It will spread and it will prove to be very dangerous at that point of time, and it will also increase the fire in the case of oil fire. And in the case of electrical fire, what happens is, in the case of electrical fire, the person who is putting water on that fire, there are chances that he might get an electric shock in that case, and because of that electric shock, that person can also be killed in that particular situation. So it is suggested not to use water in that case. Instead, in the electrical fire case, you can use carbon dioxide extinguishers. So I hope that these question answers and the text, both of them are clear to you guys. We'll be meeting in our next video. Till then, take care and keep learning.